Here is how I farm Strength, Endurance, Metabolism, and Cultist all at the same time in PvE. For gear, bring whatever, but make sure you're overweight when entering the raid. Ideally, you're not going to have to drop your armor to be underweight, but it's not exactly necessary. Your essential items are going to be a factory emergency exit key, a jar of Devil Dog Mayo, and a bottle of water from Therapist. You'll be doing Night Factory if you want Cultists, and that's what I'll be doing here. The strategy depends a lot on your spawn. The best spawn is this one, where you spawn right outside the office area. I'll show the other spawns at the end, but most of the time I've been able to get here quickly from wherever I spawned, so it's usually easy to get here. Once you're outside, go into the safe corner near the stairs and drink your water or your mayo, depending on how high your hydration is. You want to make sure you get around 10 points in your metabolism from this. Then you're going to start running. There's two paths for running outside here. One is safe and the other one is slightly less safe. The safe one is what you're seeing right here. You're just running, hugging in the left wall. And the other one is just any run that peeks the windows. Most of the time you're not going to have an issue with the windows, but occasionally, you might have PMCs running by or a scav will post up in the middle window. But most of the time you'll be safe. And if the scav is there, free kill, free weapon. We'll talk about that later. Moving on to stats, you're going to see that our strength and endurance are both leveling at a very decreased rate, despite us having gained 0 endurance and very little strength. This is because of a bug, and basically, because your last raid ended with you having a stats leveling decreased, your next raid is going to start with that stats leveling decreased. To fix this, you're either going to need to wait 5 minutes before gaining any points in that stat, or alternatively, what we're doing here, flush that stat out. So for me, I need to do between 2 to 5 full stamina sprints for strength and endurance each before I've gained my full stat gain from each of them. It'll vary a bit, but you'll usually have the leveling speed go from 36 to either 100 or 60% within 2 full sprints. What you're doing is flushing the stat by getting a bunch of points in that stat, and after you gained enough, the game is going to go, oh yeah, and remember to set the stat back up to 100% in its leveling. Sometimes your sprint will last long enough that you'll get up to 100 and you'll still be sprinting, so by the end of it you'll end off at around 60. Either way, it's a reset. I personally don't leave without at least a 3.5 increase in strength and endurance, but you can choose whatever number you want. Once you're done with strength and endurance, it's been at least 5 minutes since you've gained metabolism, so you can drink the water or the mayo for those last 10 points of metabolism. Make sure that you have at least 20 points to gain in either hydration or energy for the next raid though. This is about 7 to 8 minutes per raid, with you gaining on average 20 metabolism, 3.7 strength, and 3.5 endurance. The stat gain isn't crazy, but it's a good way to gain stats while also hunting for cultists. If you wanted, you could just wait the whole raid and gain like 10 to 15 points in endurance and strength, waiting 5 minutes between gaining points for either of them, but at that point, just do another map like Woods. The benefit here is you can check if the cultists are up, and at the same time you can get some scav weapons to level your weapon maintenance. For the cultists, it's pretty simple. The first minute of the raid might have some noise, but after that point, if it's dead silent, and especially if you're not hearing any scavs or anything at all, it's pretty likely that the cultists have spawned in. Their spawn rate is still abysmal at around 5%, but at least you'll be leveling your other stats while hunting them. Now for that weapon maintenance, I'm actually going to show another one of the spawns here at the medical tent. At all of these other spawns, the scavs can get to you, and after a while, they'll open the door and try to kill you. Scavs have shit-ass durability on their guns, which is great for leveling weapon maintenance, and they're really easy to kill because they're opening a door and they're pretty damn loud. As long as you're wearing some kind of armor, you're good. They might blow off a limb or two, but that's just an easy way to level up your surgery or your vitality. Now I'm going to show every single spawn that I've had and the fastest path to a safe point from that spawn. Any of the spawns that go to cellars or medical tent require an emergency exit key, so keep that on hand. If you spawn at gate 5 with this truck, you just turn around, open this door, close the door, and you're good. Do all your running, do all your metabolism, do all your whatever, and at the very end, run out and take this path. It's not 100% safe, but it's the safest you're going to get. Go through the bottom area here. If you get the poopy water spawn, or the spawn that's near the medical tent, obviously just go run up here, straight to the medical tent. Usually you won't have anything to worry about because you can get here before any of the PMCs or anything else can. Open the door, close the door, and you're good. And this will require emergency exit key. If you either get this spawn right next to gate 0 or the spawn that's literally at gate 0, you don't even need a factory emergency exit key. You just open the door, close the door, and you're in. Keep in mind that this whole area right here is the extraction zone, so unless you want to break your wrist here doing this constantly for your endurance and strength, you will be going in and out of the exfil. But it's not hard to manage. If you get the spawn that's outside towards the left over here near gate 0, you can either choose to go straight to gate 0, which is probably the safest bet, or you can go through the offices with this route here and just go through the bottom floor. It's pretty easy to tell if people are going to be in here, so choose as you will. But I would personally go for this because I like looting the duffel bag, I like looting the safe, and it's pretty easy. Boom. That's all you gotta do. If you get the spawn that's underneath the area next to gate 0 in the office, Personally, I would always go for the office, so just, follow the path, go up here, and go through this route, or you can go through the stairs down there. Personally, I usually go up through the top route, but it is a bit more dangerous, and boom, you're outside. If you spawn around gate 2, or alternatively you spawn around gate 1 with these forklifts, or inside of gate 1, you just go straight to gate 1. PMCs don't go here, so you're fine, so you can just use the cellar exit and you'll be fine. You can go inside the secondary area here. The only thing I would say is that on your way out, be careful of scavs, because it's a pretty decent chance that you will have scavs out here near the forklifts. If you spawn either inside of the pumping station, or underneath the pumping station, or in the pentagram room where there's a bunch of dead PMCs and scavs, your route is to go through either the pumping room or through this hallway here. Take a left, and then you're going straight to cellars. It's the same as before with like a bunch of the other spawns, but anything nearby here, you're just going straight towards the cellars. If you can't get to the offices, you're going to the cellars. That's pretty much it. If you spawn under the map near gate 3, you can either run towards gate 3, or what I would do is run straight towards the cellars. I've never seen PMCs down here, and it's usually been pretty safe for me. And I mean, it's the cellars. It's kind of the safest place that's on the map. Go up here, and there you go. Gate 1 is right there for you. If you get any spawn that's within this building, this kind of, I don't know what to call this, just go down the stairs. You can spawn inside the area with the ceramic tiles. You can spawn where I was just now in that room. Wherever you spawn, just go down, go through the cellars, and boom, there's gate 1. Nothing to worry about. If you get really unlucky and you spawn outside but not on the good outside, you're going to have to open both of these doors and quickly just run to the right all the way through here. You might have to fight PMC. This is pretty risky. That left side area that we just passed is a hot spot. The hallway that we just passed at the very start of the raid can be a hot spot, but same as usual for a lot of these spawns, you're going straight to gate 1. Now, if you get a gate 3 spawn but you're not directly inside gate 3, you can either choose to go directly in there. This is usually the safest way and the least risky way, close the door behind you. Or the other alternative is to run straight to the office. This is a lot more risky because sometimes PMCs can spawn inside here, but it does get you to the safest area of the map, which is just outside the offices area over there. It's up to you, but me personally, I think I'd probably just go for the gate 3 area because PMCs don't really go in there. And if you get a spawn that's within this area, I had this one recently, you just go underneath the tunnels over here, underneath the 3rd story factory office area, go up these stairs here, be cautious because you might have players, but open this door, go out, and boom, you are outside. And I think that's pretty much every spawn covered now.